Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing your daily Walking Dead video for today. First one for this one, before we get into your Q&A questions, is we're going to do a character spotlight for Sasha. This one was suggested by Pop Culture Stuff, who sent me a private message. And by the way, if you guys have any video suggestions, any video ideas, or questions for the Q&As, you can send them to me anywhere through the channel, either be it comments. But if you really want to send them to me, the best way to go is to go to the About tab of the channel and send me a private message with either video suggestions or questions for the Q&As. So this was a great one. He says, Hey Trev, has enough time passed to do a character spotlight / review on Sasha? Then he said, thanks. And yeah, I mean, I think enough time has passed now. You know, spoiler phobes can chill. Spoiler warning. Yes, of course, Sasha is killed off in The Walking Dead Season 7. So, finale. So yeah, I think enough time has passed now. It's been, over a week and some now since the finale episode aired. And it was a pretty big finale, I want to say. Definitely big for fans of the character of Sasha. And I kind of gave my thoughts a little bit on the character and kind of her final episode in the review for the finale. So going back in the character now, looking back at the first appearance, so Sasha came into the show at the mid-season finale of Season 3. So that's mid-season finale Season 3. So like half of Season 3, Season 4, 5, 6, and then all of Season 7. So that's really, like a half, and then, 4.5 seasons of The Walking Dead, straight through. So, and she has a pretty big, concentration in the show. She is a pretty big character. So at first, when she came into the series, I really didn't think that much of her. I just thought she was kind of going to be one of those cannon fodder type characters that were coming in Season 3, which we did see quite a few of. Everybody else in Tyrese's group seemed to be when they all kind of came in together. So it was Sasha, Tyrese, Alan, and Ben, and a mortally wounded Donna. So out of all of them, the only two really that lasted more than a little bit there in Season 3 were Sasha and Tyrese. It still makes me laugh that the person that Zombie Merle is chowing down on at the end of Season 3 is Ben. It's still funny. If you look at the pictures and stuff, you see he's eating Ben. He gets up when he sees Daryl and stuff, and he's got Ben's like flesh and guts hanging out. It was funny. Anyway, back to Sasha. So Sasha and Tyrese, I did not think that Sasha was going to survive very long. I thought that she would just be probably killed off at that point. Of course, she wasn't, and she lasted all the way in the show until the end of Season 7. So initially, Sonequa Martin Green had auditioned for the role of Michonne, and she didn't get it, which is okay because Denai Guerrera is pretty much perfect, as she's said as well herself. Said the perfect choice. Former showrunner Glenn Mazzara still wanted Sonequa Martin Green to be part of the show because she's really good, and decided to give her a role specifically, for her to kind of create a role for her, which is to be the sister of Tyrese. So originally, before the zombie apocalypse, Sasha was a firefighter, which is cool. Sasha, a former firefighter before the zombie apocalypse, is among a large group of survivors, a total of 25 at one point, from Jacksonville, Florida, led by her brother, of course, Tyrese. So in Atlanta, Georgia, and then they eventually, as we meet them in Season 3, they kind of try the prison. They see that Rick is insane, so they leave. They go, of course, they join Woodbury, and then they realize that the governor's even more insane. So then they kind of switch back in the finale there. Really good stuff. So going on through the show, I did really like the character a lot. I really like how she tries to protect others, and kind of she gets to go out in what is one of the best deaths you could possibly have for a character. I mean, you get to go out and kind of do it in a hero fashion. So she commits suicide in the end, which is really sad, but she does it in a way where she's doing it to protect the rest of her group, which is, I mean, you can't really ask for probably a better, motive to be killed off than that. She has a couple relationships throughout the series. So first she has one with Bob, which was pretty good. I thought was handled pretty good. Of course, Bob is killed off there in Season 5. after being taken by the bitten and taken by the termites or the cannibals, so to speak, terminus hunters, however you want to refer to them as. And then after, of course, she gets into another relationship and kind of becomes our pseudo TV series version of the comic book series character Holly, who never really had a TV series incarnation. She did, but she was killed off like right away. So instead they used Sasha for that, and I thought that it worked out really good. I mean, it really was used as a finale death. She got to get her moment in the spotlight. She got to have an episode kind of, or a couple there set up for when they kind of go in, and she kind of saves Rosita, kind of goes in on her own, protecting Rosita at the same time, and also being the one to want to, I suppose, avenge Abraham or get her best chance to kill Negan. And of course, it doesn't work out as we would think, and we see her in the end decide to take the suicide pills, turn into a zombie, and then attack Negan and give the group a shot. Whereas otherwise they may not have had any chance there, and things, the events of the finale may have not gone down in the same fashion. It was a really great character. I really enjoyed seeing her in the show. I was surprised to see that she even out-survived Tyrese, so she's the last surviving member of that group that came in midway season 3 there. And it's been a lot of fun seeing her in the show. Gonna definitely miss seeing Sasha as part of the series, but at the same time, she got a lot of time. She got a really good death, a really well-handled death. She wasn't just killed off by some random zombie or something. She got to kind of be a spotlight-type character death, similar maybe in some ways to what happened with Beth in season 5, but even better, I would say, a lot better. And I'd say a more glamorous death, I guess, than Tyrese, where he's just kind of killed off haphazardly by a random zombie. And, it's used, too, to instill, what it is like surviving out there in the world in the zombie apocalypse. But I just feel like in terms of the writing, this one was handled a lot better. She was given a lot more to do, and the choice that she made was a lot more heroic than some of the other characters had the opportunity to choose or were given that option before being killed off in the series. So that's pretty much all I'll say for the character of Sasha. I liked seeing her a lot in the show. She was really great. I liked her time with Abraham. I loved the flashback sequences. Those were really cool. And Bob as well, too, and her brother and everybody that she was kind of with there. And man, she had a lot of time in the show. She really, really did. A lot more than I thought she was going to. So write your comments below. Let me know what you guys think about Sasha. Were you happy with how she was killed off at the end of season 7 there? Do you think maybe it should not have been used as a season finale death? Because I don't know if I'd ever put her as like an A-list character. That's always kind of tough, because you put maybe Michonne, because she's with Rick, of course, and she's part of the immediate. But Sasha maybe like a B, a strong B character, I guess I would say. A supportive character, part of the group, supportive of the group there. But not until the very end did she really get her individual time to shine, I want to say, is how I would look at it. So, cool stuff. Next question was from Zeolek2000, who says, "Hey Trev, I just rewatched the finale for the 3rd time. Did you notice at the end of the episode, just before Negan says that we're going to war, there is a sign saying 101 days without a recordable accident? This links back to season 4 premiere, 30 days without an accident. Thoughts? And also asked this before, but you never answered. Who do you think is the bigger coward, Gregory and Eugene?" So that's a cool kind of catch and a nice little Easter egg, the 101 days without an accident. It also makes me think back, like with Sasha, to season 4, because she did, at the big spot and stuff, her and Tyrese and the others. Yeah, it's pretty cool, and that's pretty cool they put that in there. But I don't know if I would say that's true. I kind of think, that's not really true. Is it like Negan's killing people left and right? He's throwing their doctor into the furnace or whatever it is, and then he's killing David with his Bowie knife. So I don't know if I'd say, but can we consider those accidents? I don't know. I guess Negan could argue his point and his reasons. Anyway, but that's cool. Who's a bigger coward, Gregory or Eugene? Yeah, that's a really good question, man. I also want to say probably Gregory, but because Eugene at least tried to stand up for what was right there for a bit and kind of realized that's just not his. It's not the best way to survive. So I'd say bigger coward. Maybe you got to go with Gregory at this point. But Eugene has really become a pretty badass savior. Just because he kind of has to survive, and because of his cowardice. So Cygarniczka says, "Hey Trev, what's the deal between the Saviors and the Junkyard group? Is it off now? So we've kind of touched on that one a little bit. We can't say 100% if it was people, if Negan was given her slaves or something. Maybe she was going to take Rick and, use him for things. That would have been weird. But I think the deal kind of is off because, Rick and the others weren't 100% defeated and the war is going to rage on. So I think the Junkyard group are a group where I don't think they're really loyal to anybody. Even at this point, I wouldn't say they're 100% loyal to the Saviors. I think they're more loyal to themselves, and they may have wished they would have just gone along with what Rick wanted to do, because if they had, Rick and the others may have already taken down Negan, and that could have been it. Dr. Smarty Pants says, I think a great episode 100 would be the battle at the Sanctuary. So thoughts, Trev? Man, I would love to see that in the season premiere for season 8 if they just brought on the Sanctuary battle where Rick and the others just, storm the place and try to take everybody down. And man, that would be really cool. But the Sanctuary is a very well protected, especially that Eugene's been working on it now too. It's a well protected fortress, for in a zombie apocalypse. I mean, it's like a factory in that, and it would be pretty hard to take down, I want to say. They got the fences, the gates, they got like a zombie wall, similar to something we saw in Fear the Walking Dead. So it's a pretty formidable spot to attack. So we'll have to see. Of course, Negan does have some outposts too, so they could probably do like an outpost or something like that. Either way, I really hope that because it's episode 100, they do include, the group attacking the Sanctuary, and then maybe have all kinds of zombies come in and all kinds of craziness, and that would just be really good for 100th episode. And then they could kind of remix it. Of course, the TV series version of the battle has to be a bit different from the comics. It has to be kind of told in a different manner, and when you have the 100th episode, you should do something big. So I agree with you, Dr. Smarty Pants. I think that's exactly what they should do in the premiere. We'll do a couple more. Killer Kulastar says, Hey Trev, what do you think is in store for Eugene now that Rick and Rosita showed they were willing to sacrifice him, and the fact that Negan may be suspicious of his suicide pill? So he's definitely playing both sides, it seems like to me. He's pretty much a savior at this point. But now that he knows Rick and the others are willing to kill him if they need to, he's probably going to be even more towards the Saviors at this point, because they'll kill him. Rosita will kill him. She doesn't care. Rick will kill him. Well, I shouldn't say they don't care. They're conflicted about it, but they'll do it if they have to. Whereas for Negan, he's pretty useful. So he might be best off at this point just staying with Negan. And I think for the suicide pill suspicion part, I think it's mostly that Negan's upset that she's dead. He's looking for answers, and I think he'll pretty much believe that that's what happened. I don't know if he'll find out that Eugene actually did give her a suicide pill. I don't think he will. And last one will be from Westwood Chronic, who says that whole lineup thing could have been avoided if Carl had simply looked to his right and shot Jadis off the rampart. LOL. So you might be right, except Carl's been aiming through his bad eye, and I would not trust him to shoot across, and be able to hit her when Rick is like right there, kind of in between them and kind of somewhere there. Carl's aim cannot be the best right now. So for him, I mean, it makes sense. People are still arguing about the eye thing and if he's shooting from the wrong eye. I mean, I guess he is, but he's shooting like with his probably his dominant hand. So it's like he's kind of spraying and praying, I suppose. He's not really... He's probably not going to be able to aim that well. He's probably just going to have some idea, like, this is where I'm shooting. Wherever it ends up, it ends up. If I miss the person, well, I've only got one eye, so what are you going to do? And that'll be it for today's Q&A, guys. I'm going to try to make them a little bit shorter because a lot of them are getting to over like 20 minutes and stuff, and people are like, oh, it's too long. So I'll try and shorten them up a little bit for you guys, and keep sending me your questions, keep sending me your video suggestions. That'll be it for this one today. If you guys like it, please thumb it up below. You can also share, you can favorite, and if you're new and you want to subscribe, don't forget to click that button, bottom left, to subscribe. That's it for this video, guys. We'll see you again soon for another. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. See you guys.